What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Cloud Slayer channel. Today I'm going to be watching Ultimate Martial 100% knockout moments. I just like to watch knockout videos, so if you haven't liked or subscribed to this person's channel, I'll add it into the description down below. And let's jump into this video. Oof. Didn't see it coming. Counter.
Look at that. Blocks it with his forehead and then eats the second one.
Couldn't eat that second one.
100% knockout
Ooh.
moments. Hello and welcome back to
Slams hurt, man.
In this collection of clips we've got bundled together for you.
Ooh, nice body.
Everyone's favorite
body knee.
Fighting, the knockout. With these knockouts, we'll be looking at moments where the KO is irrefutable. These finishes leave no doubt whatsoever that the victim was unconscious and unable to continue. Here are 100% knockout moments. Also, yes, I'm going to include people getting slept via grappling. It's not a knockout, but I'll be darned if it's not entertaining and fun to talk about. Also, there are some really cool submissions that I think you'll all love to see. Get that popcorn ready, and let's get into it. Okay, so this dude pretty much got flatlined. Red Gloves here was the aggressor, and with the power he holds in those hands, I can't see
He's throwing them hard, too.
why he wouldn't be. A right hand lands, and it has the equivalent of ripping out the plug-in for a lamp. Immediately, lights out. Just watch the punch again. It lands and sends the...
Dude in blue was not ready, man. He just eating those motherfuckers, man. It was like he knew he was going serious, but the other guys, like, he couldn't turn it on, you know?
Flying toward the canvas. Usually people go down at like a free fall speed. This dude almost got a speeding ticket on his way down. Is this one of the most vicious knockouts you've seen? Let us know down below. Don't blink.
Pretty good one.
Fast one. The only thing that's cooler than a knockout is a walk-off knockout. You know how explosions are cool? Yeah, walking away from them makes it 10 times cooler. Same with fighting. Though it was the cross that took the challenger out.
He caught him coming in, man.
Lead hook followed up with lightning speed. This isn't just a slick knockout, but this is some incredible boxing.
He was out before that hook.
That circling away from the power hand does not and will not substitute for good defense. The dude in blue is doing some things right, technically, but he's got to keep those hands up, chin tucked, and head on a swivel. As he circles, he puts his head right in the line of fire for the guy in red's straight right. This punch was clean, precise, and piston-like. Blue goes down and is unable to answer the 10 count. That's a wrap. If you're liking
beautiful shot, man,
the content so far, don't forget to drop a like on the video, leave a comment, and let us know what you want to see more of as we move forward. Additionally, I personally triple dare you to hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel out a lot, and we do appreciate it. Okay, back to the action. I'll admit at times, Taekwondo can look a bit goofy, like the beginning of this match. It's the moments of action that truly show how scintillating the sport is. The two combatants are sizing each other up. Then, in a flash of violence, the guy in blue enters with a switch kick, but he's met with a jump spinning back kick right to the grill.
Oh my god, that was crazy.
Just like that, in the blink of an eye, he's out. Right off the bat, this seems like an equal and skillful exchange.
His head snapped, man.
Both boxers have a bit of swagger in their style. However, the momentum tilts in a big way as the guy in blue sits down on a right hand. He really drives his hips into this punch and renders his
that and the guy was like looking away.
Opponent out on his feet. Another right hand lands flush across the face of his hurt opponent, and this was enough to knock him silly. Speaking of being knocked silly, this isn't the most technical knockout.
Oh, Jesus.
However, if it's effective, then it's inherently pretty darn cool. Our man in blue ironically lands a blue shell of a right hand. This doesn't just drop his opponent.
That dude went sliding. Holy.
But it actually sends him sliding on the canvas a bit. This punch really shook things up upstairs. Despite having the heart to try and get up, he was lacking the wherewithal and equilibrium to return to his feet, let alone to fight. So far, we're 0-2,
Heart's not always enough, you know, to try to get up.
with people having success closing the distance with switch kicks. Similar to what we watched.
Kicked his helmet right off. Oh man.
With a flashy technique. I believe this is a spinning hook kick. But if you're a kick-savvy person, drop a comment and let me know if this is a
Spinning heel?
kick. or anything else. Whatever we want to call it, we can all agree that effective.
Well, I mean, different disciplines call it different things, right? If they do incorporate the same type of kick.
Is a good word for it. You know it's a bad knockout when the person on the business end of a blow ends up going down face first. It's just unnatural to do that. But when the brain is shut off, the body doesn't have much of a say. This is a phenomenal 1-2. When a two-punch combination flows as if
Is that Pereira? Pereira.
if it were one strike, that's how you know it's done to perfection. The jab paved the
Even if you block it, it should still get you, man.
way for the cross, which landed right on the side of the head. If at first you don't succeed, throw a jumping switch kick again. I just love the confidence in this.
Man, that was fucking beautiful. They needed some mats down on that basketball court, though.
The dude in red is fighting like the ground is lava. This is a spitting image of me trying to figure out the controls for UFC 4. But yeah, let's give this guy his flowers. This kick in and of itself is hard to land, let alone doing it in the heat of an exchange
He did a double, too.
like so. This guy proved that he put in his hours in the gym or the pit at a hardcore concert. Either way, I'm not messing with him. This is the universal language for good night. Though this punch was incredibly telegraphed, the rhythm was off, and that's perhaps what made it land so well. The most important thing to note here is how the man in red
It was like that slight hesitation, like he kind of hesitated for a split second.
his head. The guy in blue didn't, and he paid for it with his consciousness, and perhaps the ability to breathe clearly out of his nose. Well, I guess he knows to move his head. Get it? Knows. Feel free to drop a comment and rate my wordplay on a scale of 9 to 10. So let's not give this guy much props. This is very illegal and very intentional. No sportsmanship makes this a pretty whack highlight for him, but hey,
For which one?
I'll entertain it for the sake of the video. So, in a jiu-jitsu
Ooh, that's crazy.
tournament, this guy decides to go against the rule book and slam his opponent anyway. It's pretty silly because he got to an advantageous position, right?
Yeah, it was just confusing because he was like saying all that stuff, but then it's, like other things were going on. So, but it's also awesome. I like seeing all those fucking knockouts, man. That stuff was crazy. It's like a crazy kick counter, man. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Before he got himself disqualified, but I guess he left his critical thinking skills at home. But yeah, this dude was knocked out. I know Jorge Masvidal likes to
German suplex.
order the 3-piece and a soda, but how about a 2-piece and a towel to clean up the spilled soda? Speaking of spilled, this dude went down pretty hard. The first shot rocks him, and the second is the one that really takes his legs out from under him. This is enough to prompt the corner to throw in the towel, which is something I personally think we should see more of in combat sports. Let's look at a time when the towel should have been thrown in. Let's throw...
Yeah, there definitely are times where you're like, man, that dude's getting fucked up. I know sometimes those fighters don't want you to, but man, if you're in their corner, you got to make that call, man. To get mad about it, whatever, man. Their life can be in danger. So
some Muay Thai in the mix. Pet Gangwan is able to land right hand after right hand after right hand. This, of course, eventually drops his opponent. The referee doesn't stop the fight, but gives the dropped opponent, Pet Wan Chai, the mandatory 8 count. Once returned to his feet, 2 more right hands land and place the wobbly fighter back down. Surely the fight
should have stopped it.
could have been stopped here, but unfortunately it was not. Pet Wan Chai responds
He still doesn't look like he's even in the same realm.
to another count and is back up, only to be knocked unconscious. This was completely unnecessary, but that's part of the game.
Yeah, it happens sometimes,
Have you ever been hit in the body so
because they're in the heat of the moment. Also, those refs and some of the coaches, so.
hard you just start to take a walk during the fight? Liver shots are the one thing, besides a clean knockout of course, that a fighter, no matter how tough, cannot hold a poker face over. Once the liver is hit hard enough, the body shuts down, and you pretty much have to take a knee to recover. So
That dude could have hit him one more time, or at least a couple, but he didn't.
this looks like it was a few things. First and foremost, it looks illegal. However, this one is a bit more justified, seeing as how the man who got slammed tried jumping into guard. Come on, dude. Learn a takedown or two. But yeah, it looks like he may have hit his head and also got the wind knocked out of him. Though it looks like
Probably more his back. Could have broke his freaking ribs. Could have broke his ribs. Sorry, I keep trying to talk during that.
Instead, Here's another one where the body of work was done via working the body. Sure, it's not technically a knockout in terms of the brain shutting off, but it goes in the books as a KO, TKO. Additionally, body shots are the most painful thing ever, next to stepping on Legos and the Iron Giant. Back to the fight though.
You gotta lose your breath, man.
A switch knee lands right on the floating rib. Once hit in a certain part of the body, the brain says, hey, fetal position, now, no exceptions. Yes, sir, painful stuff. This is one of those clips that you start and you think one thing is going to happen, but then something else does. I thought that the guy playing Koala Bear was going to get slammed. Well, turns out he's not the slamee, but rather he's the slammer. That's the much more ideal role to play in this equation. His opponent is standing, making the guard pretty much useless. He abandons this, grabs a body lock, and takes his opponent for a ride. Unfortunately, the slamee landed on his head and, well, good night. What we lack in style points for the punches...
So was that legal or illegal?
We make up for with the guy in red nearly falling through the ropes. Granted, this could have been late in the fight, and that's why maybe the pugilist looks so labored. Regardless, this knockout is...
Yeah, he might have been tired. He did get hit in the neck right before that. Right here. Just kind of the back of the head, top of the neck. Go, wipe up!
Pretty gnarly. A couple of straight rights are almost always able to do the trick. Watch the slow motion clip. Right when the right hand lands, it's like he has a stick of dynamite in that glove. Here's a legal way to put your opponent to sleep in jiu-jitsu. The man in the blue gi is in mount position. He gets his grips on the collar, curls his wrists, and brings his arms together in what's called a cross-collar choke. This choke is extremely ineffective. Kidding. Look how quickly it put his opponent to sleep. His opponent comes back too, still in fight mode, but quickly realizes that it's over. The sportsmanship here is beautiful and better represents BJJ as a whole as opposed to the other video.
Yeah, those collar chokes ain't no joke, man. I got caught with a triangle choke. I got choked out. I was pretty close to choking out. I tapped out before I blacked out, but, you know, came in like tunnel vision. Back in high school, anyways, a buddy of mine, Sam Casey, got me. That was the one time he could beat me, though. I got him usually like a guillotine or a rear naked choke and stuff like that.
Videos I've used. Even if a kick is blocked, it can be enough to put down an already hurt fighter. This kick, though defended well, was able to explode on the guard and do enough damage to wobble his opponent's legs. Before that, a massive knee landed and did some damage, despite the recipient's poker face. One more kick upstairs, and that's all we needed. Back to some good technical boxing. The skills between these two are very high level.
That dude's... oh, man.
Both are evading and throwing well, but someone has to win. Our dude in blue lands a lead hook right past the guard of his opponent. This was just a light lapse of defense, but even that is enough to end.
Ooh.
For a white belt, this was a super slick loop choke. The dude in the brown gi snaps his opponent down and attacks a front headlock. What he does here is he snakes his arm under the neck, grabs the far side lapel, and brings it across his neck. The blood and oxygen were cut off.
Yeah, it almost looked like a Darce choke, too, because you set up Darce chokes like that, except you got to get their arm in there, too.
Too quickly.
That dude was out.
Thankfully, the dude applying the choke felt his opponent go out.
Yeah, I mean, that goes to show, you know, that dude has experience, so.
And let go immediately after realizing it. A+ performance, A++ sportsmanship. This dude was charging this one up for a minute. After eating about 500 unanswered body shots, the dude in the white tank top finally throws a punch that started about 5 miles down the road.
Quit punching her while he's on the ground.
Shot somehow lands and puts his opponent down. This feels a bit more playful than the other entries on this list, but it still looks legit to me. Plus, this one was pretty funny. A solid lead hook...
At least he stopped and he realized, you know.
...will take a fighter a long way. One of my personal favorites, the lead hook is my shot of choice when I'm reliving mildly confrontational moments in my head while showering weeks after the matter. They look something like this. Our dude in red is constantly moving his head while countering with his own flurry of shots. The left hook makes its way
that dude was stiff, though,
guard and finds a stationary chin to land on. That's all it takes to end a fight. This is one of my favorite knockouts on this list. The dude
one punch,
is eager to pressure and get back to fighting. Then, out of nowhere, bang, shin across the head. You can tell how badly he didn't want to go.
Shin to chin, buddy. Shin to chin.
Go down, but there's only so much that heart and spirit can do.
He could have stopped it. That dude was wobbling.
Heart is great, spirit is great, but they don't triumph over the brain getting shut off. I'm not entirely sure who let this guy continue after the first kick. Oh wait, yeah, it was the ref. This video was cropped, but the way he goes down after the first kick is indicative of a dude who shouldn't fight for a few weeks, let alone in a few seconds. Let's give some props to the dude in yellow though. He throws the same attack, but off the opposite leg. It's very easy to go to the well one too many times and fight.
Ooh, that's freaking nasty.
Fighting. Having variety in strikes, especially when an opponent is hurt, is some high IQ stuff. Nothing hits quite like a switch kick to the dome. From small fights like this, hurt him very badly. After eating this kick with one bite, the recipient returns to his feet, only to wobble around until the referee calls it. We're just going to play this one on repeat for a bit. Everything about this is so clean. The parry, the way he counters a body shot with a head kick, and most important, about a second. And it really shows how finely tuned a professional fighter needs to be to keep their tools. This kick is a thing of beauty. We'll keep things moving in the Muay Thai genre for now.
I didn't see one guy. I only seen like one or two get repeated, and I didn't really see what he was talking about.
When flashy kicks don't work out, go back to the basics. Fundamentals trump all. The roundhouse followed by the tornado kick did zilch. But the most basic combination in striking, the 1-2, got the job done.
That was a fucking devastating kick.
And the win was secured. It's good to have a lot of tools to work with, but there's a reason why the best fighters in the world are all poking jabs, keeping their boxing tight, and doing things mostly by the books. It's the stuff that works.
Oh, then he ate it. He came in to try to hug him or something and got smoked.
From these videos, I hope it's that you all know exactly how much I love walk-off knockouts. These are seriously so cool. A head kick
That dude got like knocked out from that slam.
lands, and the impact is very evident. His opponent tumbles down after sweat explodes off of his head. Yod Senchai lands this kick, and right away, he knows his opponent won't recover from this.
That dude's brutal, man.
In time, he walks away, shakes his hand to signal the fight will be stopped. And hey, turns out he was right. Keep an eye on the dude in blue. He remains composed, despite his adversary trying to put the pressure on and melt him. A clubbing elbow, followed by a lead hook, sits his opponent down. This all happened so fast, it was hard to tell what happened. It was...
Well, he blocked that elbow attempt, I guess, if that's what that was, but he blocked it with his forehead. Came in too forward, too far.
Indeed, the lead hook that was the seminal blow. This video has been a great highlight reel for the lead hook punch. More Muay Thai here and more lead hooks. This shot didn't land flush, but it grazed, which is also very effective. It even looks like a...
I seen that one meme where that dude kicked dude's elbow and his fucking foot was swollen. Oh.
Tooth went flying out after this shot landed. This is why I write about fighting for a living as opposed to doing it. This stuff is terrifying in the most exciting way imaginable. I know I talk about walk-off knockouts all the time, and how cool they are. Something that can rival the swagger of the walk-off knockout is the buzzer-beater KO. In this clip, we see the knockout shot land right before the bell signals the end of the round. The two are trading strike for strike, but the right hand is the most substantial.
Especially if they're freaking losing and then they come back and win. That's crazy.
Strike to land in this trade-off. This puts his opponent down and he's sleeping. There's no getting up for that in time to make it to the next round. Sometimes, throwing an abundance of single strikes and naked kicks works out. Most of the time, people try to set up their kick.
Well, even if he would have got up, you know, he wouldn't have got up anyways, even if it was further in the, or earlier in the round. You okay?
But throwing it with nothing before or after has worked many times before. For example, this. As long as his opponent was cool with fighting at kickboxing range, he was king to get lit up with the feet. Two shots went low, but the third kick made its way upstairs and cracked the jaw.
Seen that one earlier. He made it right through the guard.
Muay Thai has more weapons than boxing, so the defense is a bit different. With that being said, Muay Thai still involves head movement as a good means of, not getting hit in the head. Whether the guy in blue was already hurt or just didn't like the pace at which his opponent was fighting him, I'm not sure. But his head was a stationary target, and it was a target that got hit about 100% of the time in this clip. I don't care if it's on television or in a bar parking lot. I love watching a good overhand bomb land. This is the most technical drunken punch one can throw. The man in blue sets it up here by level changing. This gets his opponent to drop his hands a bit. Then, there it is. Voila, the knockout punch. This shot lands and the target is sent to the shadow.
Remember, Chuck Liddell used to always do those bitches too.
Realm with express delivery. By the time the ref got involved, this guy was already in the REM sleep cycle. Here's Buakaw, one of the best Thai fighters ever, doing that thing where he's proving that he's one of the best Thai fighters ever. Buakaw hit a flow state here and just couldn't miss the target. Bomb after bomb after bomb. His opponent was bound to fall, and honestly, we were all hoping he would sooner for his sake. This was a super gnarly and aggressive onslaught from one of the best to ever do it. Should we make a video covering more of Buakaw's fights? Let us know down below. This isn't just a knockout. This is art. Blue Shorts checks the kick, catches the teep, and delivers across to his off-balanced opponent. This is the prototypical response to everything he had thrown at him. We'll cap things off with one of the heaviest knockouts I've never seen until doing research for this video.
Just getting pieced up.
Did not come to play. An uppercut stops his opponent in his tracks. A 3-2-3-2 follows, which is a lead hook, cross.
Yeah, that ref could have stopped it way sooner, but that dude was putting in work, fucked him up.
Lead hook, cross. It seemed like he was out way sooner than he hit the ground, but that's the nature of fighting. One couldn't stop until the referee steps in. Well, that does it for the video. Again, make sure you leave a like. We do appreciate it. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to make sure you never miss out on any future videos. Anything you want to see next?
I seen that dude fight that's the dude that fought Floyd Mayweather in a boxing match, right? He ended up getting beat, but he ended up like sparring with like the local gang members, and he like beat the shit out of them. That was pretty cool too. Yeah, but if you guys like this video, hit that like and subscribe button, and I will also put Ultimate Martial in the description down below. Give the channel a like and a subscribe. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.